Everybody get up.
Welcome to Body Shop TV. This is Chilla Chilla.
And now I'm the body mechanic drinking coconut water on the ocean.
We're on the Caribbean, coming to you live from out of the country. How you living?
Hold on a second. Let me drink some coconut water.
The purpose of Body Shop TV is to provide you, with information about wellness and relationships to aid in the longevity of both.
Where's that pool girl? Can I get a tissue, please?
After
God,
this, I want
this coconut squirt me.
I want a pina colada after this.
Yeah, happy coconuts.
Happy coconuts.
Yes, this is nature's natural elixir right here. Yes, tons of potassium, magnesium.
It's better than Jägermeister. So, Body Mechanic.
What?
We're getting close to our deadline for the Body Shop T-shirt contest. The deadline has been extended to September 15th. Get your entries in. Email them.
It's a tight race.
Oh, I'm telling you. You see the entries?
There's some sleepers.
OMG. I don't know. We got to put it out on Facebook and let the audience decide.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Very, very tight.
Yes.
Send your entries to bodyshopcontest@gmail.com. That's bodyshopcontest@gmail.com. Deadline is September 15th. 2 colors only. Pretty please.
Did you say 2?
I said 2.
Yeah.
1 and 1 is what?
Yep.
2.
2. Not 14.
And let it reflect what the Body Shop is all about. Wellness and relationships. We air here on Madhouse TV every Saturday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m.
Can't have a good relationship if you're not healthy.
So, Body Mechanic, you know what today is, right?
What?
Today we
Saturday.
Yes, and we highlight young people. My favorite.
Oh yeah.
My favorite segment. I love this. We're gonna have some.
We
young
feature
folks
young entrepreneurs today.
Entrepreneurs and just people, young people in general that are doing something above and beyond their peers. So I'm really excited about who's coming into our studio later on, and definitely stay with us.
If we don't invest in our youth, our future is bleak. Need I say more? Holla.
All right, what are these, Body Mechanic?
Oh my God, these are like this is like a Malaysian lychee.
These look like Puerto Rican canepas. That's a canepa.
Cajupas?
It's a canepa.
No, it doesn't taste the same, Chella.
All right, open mine up. That's a canepa.
Don't even try. Open it. Open it with your yellow fingernail. What color is that?
It's yellow, down like the sun.
No, it looks like White Castle mustard. Yeah, I saw those White Castle rappers.
White Castle.
I saw those White Castle.
You don't want me to go in. Don't start none,
This
won't be
body
none.
does not eat White Castle.
Don't start none, won't be none.
Which way to the beach?
Your secret is safe with Chella.
Which way to the beach?
All right, open this, but I can't open it.
You're so funny. Just squeeze it.
I'm trying. It won't. I'm afraid it's going to squirt all over me.
It's not. Chella, it's not going to squirt. Just squeeze it. You are so silly.
This is a canepa.
No, it's not. It
From
doesn't taste
Chinatown.
like it.
It's a big one. Wow.
No, you took the big one.
Body Mechanic, talk about what you were just reading a few minutes ago about blueberries. I love blueberries.
I always tell people they're like, you know, I don't know if it's organic or not. Why pay the extra? I always hear that. Let me tell you folks something. When you get non-organic vegetables, they are sprayed and sprayed and sprayed some more. I'll give you an example. It says that unacceptable fact. 52 non-organic blueberries. 52 pesticide residues have been found. 52. What a great number. 24 suspected hormone disruptors. 8 known probable carcinogens. 7 developmental and reproductive toxins. 14 neurotoxins. That is unacceptable.
Wow.
Folks, educate yourself about what's going in your mouth. It directly affects your health. If you do not investigate, I'm telling you, you'll be like all the other millions of folks sitting in front of somebody with a white coat and a stethoscope telling you they're going to save your life, and they can't even save their own.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's all about preventative measures. It's about limiting the toxic load in your body. Remember, your body is fighting every day to fight against environmental toxins. Don't burden your body with extra things that you're putting in your mouth. Everything you put in your mouth affects your health.
That's right.
Every single thing. Right down to the water you drink.
So I was driving in my neighborhood this morning. I was
Yeah?
thinking about you. And I was looking at all the beautiful landscape lawns in my neighborhood.
You were?
And I thought about what you always say. What if we took all that energy that we put in to fertilizing our yards and cutting the grass and manicuring the flowers and all, and making it an organic farm, an organic garden? And my daughter sent me something this morning about in Seattle, Washington, they're creating the very first organic forest. Is that cool? A forest. The very first one in this country.
Hey, we spend a lifetime looking instead of a lifetime of using. 50 or 90% of the Americans in this country who own property sit there and spend their lives looking at their lawn when their lawn should be used as food.
Yep.
Soil is the most precious commodity on this planet. Every other mammal uses dirt and soil except for Americans. Well, the few foods that we do grow. But the deal is this. You have a property, you have a yard, you have a front and a back. You can carve out a little plot in the back and grow food all year round. Why spend every week going to a supermarket when you can grow your own food in your backyard? I don't get it. I don't get it.
We have different priorities.
Priorities?
Yeah, everybody has
First
different
of all,
priorities.
It's different if the people that are producing food have your best interest at heart, because most of them don't. It's all about profit. Now when you talk about genetically modified organisms, a lot of the food is not even real. When you ingest it, your body doesn't even recognize what it is. It's one of the leading causes of inflammation in the body. This is a known fact. If you don't believe me, look it up, do your own research on genetically modified organisms. This is what you're consuming. If you're eating corn, if you're eating eggplant. Think about the foods that are fed to the animals. Whatever the animal eats, you're eating it too. Understand that.
No doubt.
Understand whatever that animal is eating, you are consuming it also. It's just a matter of time before you get sick. Don't be one of those people in front, Dr. Gunn, oh God, why I don't feel good. Oh, I get back pain. And then when you meet someone who's trying to help you out, you're like, I don't believe that. No, that's not true. It's not the food. It's not the food.
Body Mechanic, can we talk about our mutual friend that's in the hospital right now?
Don't even get me started.
Listen, this individual 3 years ago had a mini stroke. 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That mini stroke turned into an infection in his lung, heart issues, heart failure. Just one thing led to another. So in the last 3 years, he's had 3 mini strokes, and then about a month ago, he had a big stroke. And as a result, he's been in the hospital for the last 4 weeks, and is like a vegetable. They did, three surgeries on his brain. He has about 100 staples in his head, and he has no desire to move around. He's lying in the bed. He has difficulty with rehabilitation. They're trying to get him to move, and all he eats are cookies. He doesn't eat the food that's being brought to him, which is not all that great.
Folks, let me share something with you. Really simple. I'm not going to talk about any names about the particular hospital, but this is what I do want to say. We were in the hospital last week, and what I noticed was all of the cookie wrappers.
OMG.
So this person who has had 3 brain surgeries, not eating food, what I see on his table is juices.
Yeah,
right.
Right. He's
not organic
He
juices.
justifies it by calling it vitamin water.
I don't even want to talk
It
about.
has vitamins in it.
I don't even want to go there yet. He has juices on his table which are non-organic, which are just store-bought juices, which are loaded with sugar. He also has cookies on his desk. He's been eating cookies since he's been in the hospital.
4 weeks.
Now here's
4
a man
weeks.
that has had open brain surgery.
3
right?
times
His refractory level,
is 10.
10.
Now, a healthy individual has about a 55, 52.
And what that number means, that means that a portion of the heart, when blood comes into the heart, it has to push a certain percentage of that blood out of the heart. Okay? His heart is going like this. And pushing out drops.
And this is a very young individual. He's only 47 years old.
I want to share something with you. The body is based on electrical pulses. In order for your brain to move your foot, move your hand, control the other organs, it's all based on electricity. The pineal gland is an organ at the base of the brain, and it's carbon-based. It generates that electrical power. The way that electrical signal is transferred throughout the body is based on minerals. Minerals, not drugs from allopathic doctors, but minerals. And this is why you know that minerals are important. When most people go to the hospital, what you'll see is people on a gurney they'll have solution bottles on the side, they'll be on drips. And in those drips, they will have glucose and sodium. Actually, those are the things that start the healing process. First, they'll start them with the sodium because what happens is most people are deficient in sodium. Interesting. I know you've all heard this. You go to the doctor and the doctor says, watch out for that salt. It'll kill you. But let me tell you something. I'll be really quick about this. One of the leading causes of hypertension, we've heard that term before, and diabetes is lack of sodium in the body. When you were inside of your mother's amniotic sac, that water is loaded with salt and other minerals. You need that throughout your life. Remember that. Sodium, not table salt.
Body mechanic, in addition to all of that,
I think my blood pressure's going up.
listen,
Need some salt.
need some salt. He's not drinking any water. He's not drinking any water. But to his defense,
Oh, let me drink some coconut water first.
he's had brain surgery, 3. And the mental capacity is not what we expect. Keep that in mind.
I know, we talked about that.
And we got to have patience.
Well, you know, I realize that, and Chell and I, we've had this conversation several times. What's interesting is that when you try to approach people who are inundated with sugary foods, not taking in the proper minerals, I realize that their mental capacity is tainted. It's actually challenged. So how can I have reason and logic with someone whose body is loaded with arachidonic acid? By the way, that's sugar. You know that refined sugar that you eat? We're not talking about stuff from sugar cane. We're talking about the aftereffects. Once they strip the sugar cane down, like molasses, brown sugar, I don't care whether it's brown, green, or yellow. If it's not the cane itself, it's refined. When you ingest it, it literally dissolves the inside of your body. That's why diabetics lose their vision and have neuropathy. It's because sugar rots their body.
So, body mechanic, how about when we approached his nurse and we asked the question, why is he allowed to eat all these cookies? And she said, her response was,
Don't get me started.
I couldn't believe her response.
Her response was,
He's metabolizing
He's
it.
metabolizing it. So let's think about this. Here's a guy been laying in the hospital for 3 weeks. He hasn't moved. He doesn't even go to I think he goes to the bathroom once a day.
Or in the
Doesn't
bed.
move at all. So how is he metabolizing if his body is not moving and burning that glucose? We all know this. When sugar is converted to glycogen so the body can use it as an energy source, but it'll burn more when you're moving. Here's someone who is sedentary, not eating other foods, not having fiber, and eating refined sugar. I'll be honest with you. If I was running that nursing ward, I would fire that nurse just for making that statement.
Yeah, that was pretty,
You saw her, right?
well, we won't go there. Anyway, body mechanic, our first guest just arrived. I'm so excited to bring her onto the body shop table.
Yeah.
So stay with us, give us a call, join our conversation. We'll be right back.
Sugar.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
From Barton Home in Northport Village, I'm Erica Conway, and you're watching MadhouseTV.com.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful framed prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that Getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 cup.
Welcome back to Body Shop TV. My name is Chella.
And I'm the body mechanic NYC. That's
Body
right.
mechanic. Remember we were talking about our friend that's in the hospital? Remember that night we went to visit him and we were going to give him tea? No, listen. No, just listen to my
You're
story.
making my hair grow really fast right now.
Listen to my story.
Okay.
All right, so we asked the nurse for hot water to make him some tea.
You asked the nurse for some hot water.
What did I just say?
I know. We understood it was the tea, but
I asked the nurse.
try it.
I asked the nurse for hot water. So
yes.
the nurse gives me a cup of hot water.
Hold. Did you say lukewarm water?
Cállate.
No, I'm just saying.
No.
Did you say lukewarm water?
No, I asked the nurse for hot water because we were making tea.
Say hot one more time.
Hot.
Hot.
Cállate. So
Yes.
listen. All right, listen to my story. So she gives me a
Can
cup.
I finish it?
No, I'm starting the story.
You're not gonna give them the truth.
I'm giving them nothing but the truth. Okay. So the nurse hands me a cup of hot water. And because I care for my friend so much, I tested the water first to make sure it wasn't too hot for him to consume.
I think maybe you had a little bit too much sugar.
No,
because if someone gives me a hot
hello.
cup and there's steam coming out, I'm not gonna go like.
Body mechanic.
You know what?
So I take the cup of water and I pour it on my arm to see if it's too hot. I burned the hell out of my arm. You see that?
Okay, let's
it
go with it
blistered
again.
up. Can you see that,
Folks,
cameraman?
Folks.
Zoom in. Okay, now wait. Part 2 of my story is.
I can't believe you're going in like this.
Listen to me.
You know what? Before you finish your story, I just want to say something. If someone brings you a styrofoam cup of hot water and you see steam coming out of the top, you can naturally assume.
I didn't see steam. That's not my point. Let me finish my point. My point is, I was told by the head nurse in charge that whenever a patient asks for hot water, it's the nurse's responsibility to test the water prior to giving it to the patient. Case closed.
No, you missed a very important point.
What's the
Say
point?
that again. When who asked for a cup of hot water?
It doesn't matter. Patient
No.
guest. It doesn't matter. Whenever a patient or the patients, because we were speaking on behalf of the patient, asking for the water. So anyway, she didn't get in trouble because I didn't tell. Just an FYI. If you ask for water in the hospital, make sure the nurse tests it before giving it to you. Anyway.
Well, the whole point was this.
That was the point.
If you're creating infusion, you need water that needs to be at least 140 degrees. In fact, if you take boiling water and you want to do an infusion process, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the temperature drops below 140, because at 141 degrees, all vitamin C is destroyed.
Whatever. I burned myself because it wasn't tested like it was supposed to be according to protocol. Case closed. I'm done. It's healing. I'm done. So I'd like at this time, body mechanic.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Chella had a little bit of sugar just before that too. I think she was eating some of the graham crackers, and that's what happens when you eat
Lorna
sugar.
Doones, his favorite Lorna Doones.
Well, you know what's funny? You know, we're talking about. You know how we've been talking all year about how working with people who are sick and realizing that they really don't have all their facilities.
Right.
Just in general, there's a lot of people walking around driving cars and doing a lot of things.
Yep.
And they're inundated with sugar. Sugar alters your brain chemistry. As a matter of fact, sugar causes a term called AGE, advanced glycation end. And what that is actually a coating on the inside of your arteries. It's similar to like when you go to a barbecue and you see all that great food grilling and it has those black lines on there. That's sugar. And that sugar has been molecularly changed. The structure of the sugar changes and it actually becomes a carcinogen. Now this is what makes it really bad in the body. When it gets inside your system, it gooks up your arteries and it affects your hippocampus. Now for those of you who may not know what hippocampus is, that's your memory center in your brain. So now I realize when people do things, they don't have all of their capacities.
Now you know.
And that's why you would take
So forgive
hot
them,
water
for they do not know.
and go like this.
Listen, I was looking out for my friend, okay, body mechanic?
Okay, but you have to look out for yourself first, always. First and foremost. You know I love each other.
Just don't
Okay.
ask the nurse unless she tests the water first. Anyway,
Yes, okay.
so at this time I'd like to welcome, now you may figure her name, Jalea Moses.
Oh, okay. So that was the nurse's name?
No, the lady sitting next to you, the beautiful
Oh! Oh, yes. I could.
Jalea, welcome to Body Shop TV.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You know, we had your mom here a few months ago, and we were so impressed with her, and she spoke so highly of her two daughters. She is so proud of you guys. You got to know that.
This girl's a natural. Look how comfortable she is.
And we were talking, she was talking about her book, about, I think it was about raising children or nurturing children, and the different aspects and things that we should do to do that. And she was talking about how education came first in your household.
Always.
So talk about growing up with Dr. Moses.
Growing up with Dr. Moses. Okay. I think I'll start looking back at it. I think it could not have been any better. I felt like my sister and I, we had a great upbringing. My mother always preached education, and at the same time, we always had everything we wanted. We didn't need for anything. We didn't want for anything. But growing up, my mother always said, education is first, education is first. College was never an option for my sister and I. And that's how, soon enough, that's how we took it. So after high school, we were ready to go to college and succeed in college. So eventually, I fell in love with basketball. And I remember my freshman year of high school, my GPA was around 89%. And that just wasn't okay with my mother.
Wow.
And I know, I mean, as a teacher, a former teacher, I remember my students, 89%, they throwing a party. Like, that was the best thing ever. Not so much for my mom. But then my mom told me, if you want to play basketball, you need to get these grades up. And then I started thinking to myself, why am I getting an 89% when you're supposed to strive for 100 all the time? And I think it was from that moment on in 9th grade where that strive for excellence in academics became my priority. And it worked for me. So
that's awesome. You and your sister.
Good. My sister, yep. And we're both doing good.
How many years apart are you two?
We are 1 year and 18 days apart.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they're steps.
That's cool. That's cool. So what did you go to college for initially?
So I was recruited to play basketball at Dartmouth College. I went there and I changed my major around 8 times. I initially thought I was going to major in statistics, and then I didn't think Dartmouth does not have a statistics major. So then I said math, and then I changed it to economics, and then I changed it to geography. I changed it to chemistry, and then eventually, later on down the line, my sophomore year, I majored in geography modified economics. So it was a compilation of different courses focused towards public health, because that's what I was most interested in.
Awesome.
But it worked out. It was good.
Did you eat a lot of sugar in college?
In college, yes, I did. There was this drink called Amoxie. Moxies were
remember
like
those.
energy drinks.
Yeah.
The problem with Moxies, one can was 2 servings, but you didn't think that. So when you're drinking Moxies, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna drink 2 Moxies and I'll be fine. This is only 2 servings.
Wow.
And then you realize later on down the line, this is actually 4 servings. So then your mind starts going crazy, and then eventually you just crash.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah, I stopped after that. No coffee, no energy drinks, no energy pills, nothing. Just water and sleep.
Good for you.
Yes.
Julia, we have a phone call. Body Mechanic, welcome our caller. Oh, you took too long. So
The
there's-
caller jumped out of the smile button.
So Moxies, Red Bull,
There's so
Monster,
many.
the
Monsters,
5-hour
the
energy.
5-hour
drink.
energies,
Those
those were
are horrible.
Huge. And they taste disgusting.
But people are hooked on those. Body
They
Mechanic,
are.
speak on those things.
I'm just lost for words.
You are lost for words.
I need to drink some coconut water
Yeah,
first.
me too.
All right. You know, no, you're right. The taste is horrendous. That alone, if you're a blind person and you drank that, you'd be like, oh, hell, no, I'm not drinking that. See, that's why we have so many senses, because it can kind of protect us. If something smells bad, if something doesn't taste natural. But what happens is we're thinking about the end resultant. What's the end resultant? Being able to do things with minimal amount of rest. Right?
That's right.
And here's what's interesting. When you actually use those things, you actually work at a diminished brain capacity. Because once the body's actually tired, it doesn't make a difference what you take in. You're still working at half mass. No matter what you take in, at the end of the day, when you get rest, that's when the body stores all of that data that you collected during the course of the day. It doesn't happen during the day. It happens at night when you're actually at rest.
Are those drinks high in sugar?
It's not that. They're high in chemicals.
Caffeine?
Caffeine. Caffeine is a bona fide drug. And this is how I learned, like, I really don't ingest caffeine at all. I don't eat any foods that have caffeine in them. Caffeine is one of the biggest toted drugs in the Western Hemisphere. It's designed to addict, and it helps with the bottom line, because it keeps you consuming whatever the product is. And here's what's interesting. What gives you more energy than any of those things is actual water.
Yeah.
Water gives you sustainable energy. But let me share something with you about your drinks that you were drinking. The constituents in those drinks, they disperse, and the term is called colloidal. What that means is that it disperses throughout all the water systems in your body. You need to be detoxed off of that stuff, because that stuff stays latent in all of your tissue, your brain tissue, your eyes. Now we're talking about your vision. It directly affects your vision. And there are people who live on those things. I see people drinking. I mean, there are people who do Red Bulls and mix alcohol.
Yes.
There have been over 35 deaths just because of that combination, because it mixes up the signals with the brain and the heart.
You know, when I went to this film festival out in the Hamptons, and they were serving champagne and Red Bull, half and half. And I was like, what? I had never experienced that before.
That's because the champagne hides a taste of how nasty the Red Bull is.
So no, but listen, I drank it. I said, wow, this is good. I had a couple of them. But I'm going to tell you, it was good. And I thought about it. We're out in the Hamptons. A lot of people had to come, drive back out west. So the Red Bull would keep them from getting drunk and be able to drive home safely. Isn't that interesting? That's what the bartender told me. I said, why do you mix Red Bull with champagne? He goes, because people have to drive west, and we just want to make sure that they're safe.
Terrible idea.
Isn't it? But anyway, Julia.
Oh, it makes me nauseous even thinking about it. It's really, really bad. And I see young adults, like I take the train, and I see them, they have I've seen a Red Bull that is it looks like it's 22 ounces.
Yeah, the supersized ones.
It's all chemicals. Wow. See, they use a small amount of natural things, but it's literally a small amount, because if you have to use natural things that grow, you can't control the contents. So when you start developing your own things, you can control that. So it allows them to control their market share so that they can continue to grow, and grow. But the deal is, when you get things from the soil, it's like in seasons. You want to sell Red Bull all year round. And that's how most of these things are designed. You walk into 7-Eleven, you go to the supermarket, and all you see is a row or aisle of all these different energy drinks. As a matter of fact, where I have my gym, there's a guy there who started this business, and he wanted to get involved with this energy drink. And I said to him, I said, would you serve that to your daughter? He said, no. I said, so why are you going to sell to other people's children? I said, I can't condone this. I says, no. I said, you're not doing the right thing.
Unbelievable.
I mean, people don't care. At the end of the day, it's all about
Business.
profit.
Dollar bill.
Profit.
That's it.
Dollar bill, y'all.
So, Julia, where are you now in your career?
Yes.
So right now, I was a chemistry teacher for the last 2 years, high school chemistry teacher in the
How was
Valley
that
region of
experience?
Los Angeles.
Vitamin Can, can you sit back a little bit so I can see this beautiful young lady?
I'm sorry.
You're hogging her vision. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I did it through a program called Teach for America. I was in a very low-income neighborhood. 97% of our students were Mexican American. Some of them are undocumented.
Do you speak Spanish?
I do speak Spanish.
Ay,
Un
qué
poquito.
bueno.
Gracias. But it was interesting. My first year teaching, I didn't have any black students in my classroom. And in Los Angeles, the dynamic between the Hispanic culture and the black culture isn't as friendly as it is on the East Coast. So there was a lot of tension, especially racial tension. Like there would be racial slurs that I would hear. And then sometimes it was just, students didn't know. So I had to inform them a little bit, and people never stop their ignorance. So, sometimes you just don't know. So I definitely had to talk with the children a lot. By the second year, my last day, some students were crying, like, Miss J, please do not leave us. And it was hard. It was hard for me to leave them. Like, those are my babies. I love them. One of the biggest things that connected us was my age. My first year teaching, I was fresh 21, right out of college, and I remember I had 3 students in my class who were 19. And I even had a boy tell me, we could date Miss J and it wouldn't even be illegal.
OMG.
I was like, well, that's not happening. But it was just an amazing experience. I fell in love with chemistry even more. I told my students, my first chemistry class in college, I had to drop it. I remember I got my test score, and it was my mother's age.
You get organic chemistry?
That was before, well, I did take organic chemistry. I did good in organic chemistry. But the general chemistry is the one I was struggling in.
Right.
And I eventually wound up taking it again and fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So it was an amazing experience.
So
teaching my
your
students.
chemistry.
Your first grade was your mom's age?
It's my mom's age. She was under 50 at the time. Percent. So it was a struggle. But I think, first you don't succeed, try again.
That's right.
I took the class all over again, and I got a B+ and an A.
Excellent.
So I was like, oh, I'm happy. And then I fell in love with chemistry. That's why I changed my major to chemistry.
Again.
Eventually that didn't end out well. So, but it was just fun experience. If any of my students are watching, I love you guys. But it was good. I still stay in touch with them. Some of them are in college now, so they get to tell me the stories. They're meeting their roommates, so it's exciting. Well, now, since I moved from California, I'm going to Drexel University College of Medicine. They have a graduate program called Interdepartmental Health Sciences. So I'm going there to pursue my career to go to medical school. I think the good thing about this program, they have courses in forensics and epidemiology, biostatistics, animal science, so things like that. So it's a wide array of health fields, so you can really figure out which field you're most interested in.
So at the end of the day, what do you want to do?
At the end of the day, my dream job would be to be an orthopedic surgeon for an NBA team. That is the dream. That is the dream. Or an NFL team. Don't want to discriminate too much.
Nice.
That is the dream.
How do you feel about that, body mechanic?
Being an orthopedic surgeon? I think it's incredible. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's an awesome journey.
Bones break. They gotta
Yeah.
be fixed.
Yeah.
I've had my fair share of bones not working.
Yeah. You know how I feel about that, Chella. Why you ask me that question?
It's not like you can heal a bone by drinking water and Fiji water and apple juice.
Don't go in. Don't go in. No, you know what?
kidding.
I just have this affinity for doctors and just allopathic medicine in general, and the whole thing. Like even when you talk about, you talked about chemistry, you talk about biology. Most of it's geared towards pharmacology.
Yes.
And they dictate most of the policies. We don't have enough stuff going in the direction of actually investing back in our own internal ecosystem. See, if you do that, then you're talking about, the proliferation of life moving forward. Currently, the way things are going, if we continue the rate we're going, we might be here another 200 years if we're lucky.
So
that's the
we have a
thing.
phone call.
Am I hitting the wrong button? Oh, I hit the mute button. Wait a minute. 50 missed calls. We missed 50. I must have had too much sugar last
I
night.
think so. Too much
sugar.
coconut water.
No, I mean, it's a great profession, and it's needed, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right.
I do.
I know you do. I know you understand what I'm saying. 'Cause
I
you know what?
definitely
There are places on the globe that have completely sustainable systems. And the powers that be are trying to crush those things. And what we need is independent places where we get independent labs and do our own testing and really make a difference in our lives. Hey, the NBA is a wonderful thing, and sports, and I know you're a sports head,
Yes.
and I love sports too, but real legacy is proliferating life. So, no, but hey, hey,
add to
you
that.
you ultimately need to be happy, and that's the most
right.
important
That's the most
thing.
important. But one of the reasons I studied public health was my interest in epidemiology and biostatistics. So studying diseases and how they occur, and then how they continue to occur. One of the case studies I did, it was a small country in Africa called Niger. And people are like, Nigeria? No, Niger.
No, Niger.
Yes. And they have this disease called obstetric fistula, which is essentially eradicated in every other place in the world besides very few small countries in certain parts in Africa and certain parts in Asia. And to me, it makes no sense. It's a very simple surgery, and it's a cheap surgery. And it makes no sense why diseases like that continue to proliferate through these types
why
of
does it happen?
societies. A lot of it comes from just poor, I guess you say, prenatal health.
Right.
And I mean, I guess that all comes down to it, right? Money and everything, and business. But I think if we, as a society, as an international society, would do a better job of looking out for certain things like that,
Right.
we could save so many lives.
I'm telling you, it's so many things are preventable. We just don't put the money in that because at the end of the day, it affects the bottom line.
Right. It doesn't.
So
Right. It
this is
doesn't
about our
directly
direction.
affect
And
us.
this is where legacy can be created because really the current system needs to be completely overhauled because we are suffering,
Right.
especially as people of color, big time. You know, you go into all the local stores and everything in those stores is not edible. All the people that work in those stores do not eat the things they sell.
Right.
It's just, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent.
Yes,
but,
you are. But that's okay.
But it's, you know me.
Julia,
Drink some more coconut water.
Julia, do you have any altruistic efforts that you're involved in?
Currently, not as much. I think when I was with Teach for America, I was working with trying to find more minorities to have a part in Teach for America as a whole. As of right now, I'm trying to focus on getting to med school and doing that. I think once I get there, I have a lot of visions long term for how to sort of help societies as a whole. And I think I definitely want to go down that path. But I need one more step, and then I could branch off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you really need to focus on you first and foremost. Do your thing. Do you first.
When do you
and
plan on
then
going?
all the other falls into place.
When do you plan on going to medical school?
I plan on enrolling, that would be in 2016.
Oh, 16.
Fall of 2016. The medical school process, what many people don't know, is an entire year process. So people apply right now, June, July, and August, and you don't get accepted until next year, fall.
Wow.
So it's an entire year process, which is very different from a lot of other graduate, post-baccalaureate schools. So it's a long process, but it's worth it.
So, Julia, in light of your upbringing, your awesome mom as a role model, and your educational experience, what kind of parting words or words of wisdom would you share with other young people going through the ranks?
The young people. I think, and this is something that I told my students all the time, and I tell them there's two things: no excuses and always strive for excellence. I think one of the toughest parts about growing up and trying to figure out what it is that you want to do, everybody gets comfortable. Like even me, when I was a teacher, for a moment I thought I could do it forever. I was comfortable. I was making money. My job wasn't too bad. I mean, principal was, but it was okay. I loved my students. I was living in Los Angeles. Why not stay there? And then you start thinking long term, is this really what I wanted to do? Is this really how I'm going to have my impact? Because it's all about your personal impact, right? No one else can choose that path for you but you.
Right.
So no excuses and strive for excellence. Those are definitely my 2 last words to my students.
Awesome. Awesome. And I want to ask her one of those body shop
I
questions.
want to say something
Go ahead.
else. Not only that, ultimately it will not continue to challenge you.
Right.
And you want more. And I know your brain is hungry because I can
Yes.
feel it. Like I can feel it pulling at it. So
And I definitely, when I was teaching chemistry, teaching high school is hard enough. And then teaching high school when 50% of your students are at risk. You have students with the inclusion model. A lot of the students have IEPs, and then we have 504 plans. There's so much going on in the education system right now. And students in the 11th and 12th grade, they're on 5th grade reading levels, 6th grade math levels. And it just doesn't make sense.
Yep.
And I felt like at a certain time, you feel like, I need more. I need to be challenged. My brain needs stimulation.
Right.
I need more. And I think that was more where that pull of, you need to go to medical school. Because you've mastered the chemistry part. Now we need to take it a step further.
yep,
So,
you're building your house.
yeah.
And it's incredible because when your brain is hungry, really there are no limitations.
None.
Nothing. If it's been done, it will be done again, and we will go further.
Yes,
So,
I agree.
I'm getting chills. I need some more
So,
water.
Jalea, before we go to break, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color,
You're not going to ask her that.
Just one question.
All right, go.
it's a mixture between turquoise and teal.
A mixture
They're very
between
close.
two.
They are close. I've blended them before in our AP art class. I told the teacher, I said, I like turquoise, I like
Turquoise.
teal. I need you to blend them.
Okay.
And we did, and that is my favorite color.
That's
It's beautiful.
called Shalia Blue.
We could do that.
All right, Shalia Blue.
Shalia Blue.
So tell me, give me 3 adjectives as to how that color speaks to you.
3 adjectives: vibrant,
Vibrant,
joyful.
joyful,
It's very similar. And
Let's make sure that the
different.
real one is right.
vibrant, joyful, and different. So that's
easiest
how
words we could use.
that's how you view yourself.
Yes. I don't know. I think I've always been bubbly, a little bit,
Good.
a little vibrant.
Got to be.
And I think if you live your life striving to always have joy, you'll always be happy. And different. I think it's okay to go away from the norms, stray away. And I think that's what I do. Like when people ask me, "Oh, what do you do? Describe yourself." And I'm like, "Well, I want to go to med school, but I was a good basketball player for most of my life. I was also the director of our student activities board, so I know how to do contracting and concerts. But at the same time, I like sleeping a lot." So it's just a whole lot of different facets, and I think that's okay. So,
Because we are all those things.
Yes.
We could be everything.
yes.
This is your life. You can do whatever your heart desires.
The
And
world's
just
your
do it. If
oyster.
you could think of it, you could do it.
That's right.
And then some more.
And then some.
What's all?
Well, Jalea, we really enjoyed having you here
Yes,
on Body
you are
Shop
awesome.
TV. We got to have you come back, and your sister,
Yes. Janae, she'll be glad to be here.
Janae and Jalea.
She's in Michigan now. I spoke to her the other day, and she said, "Girl, it is freezing." So
Freezing?
I guess it's a little cold in Michigan in
Wow.
the summer. So she'll get over it.
Well, when we come back, we have a very interesting young man
Yes,
we want
we
to share
do.
with you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists, We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. Find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Dad, where do babies come from?
Well, there's Dad's big, shiny rocket ship. That's right, it's filled with babies. Babies of all kinds. And when the shiny rocket ship penetrates, Mommy and Dad goes, and when the time is just right, there's a space launch.
All systems go.
Babies of all kinds. Released all over the place. Yeah, Africa. Mommy's Babylandia. That's right, it's filled with babies. After an amazing 9 months, babies. And that, son, is where babies come from.
But Jake said babies come from
Planet Babylandia.
Hugo, play with us on the bus.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware.
We have 3 of the largest showrooms of safes on display and in stock. You can see and touch them in person instead of browsing a catalog. We carry gun and rifle safes, burglary safes, jewelry safes, fire rated from a half hour to 2 hour. Famous name brands.
We sell Gardol.
We sell AMSAC. The new AMSAC touchscreen.
If you're ever in need of a safe, think Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware. Right, Lockie?
That's right, Alan.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful frame prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
Body Mechanic, I'm waiting for you to open up.
Oh, you are so funny.
I'm
Well,
funny? You said both of us. The engineer asked, should we open up on you, Cello?
Oh,
or you,
my
Mechanic?
gosh.
What was your response? The both
I'm
of
the Body
us.
Mechanic NYC. Hello, folks out there in
Always the
TV
both
land.
of us.
Yes.
Quote, unquote.
Yes.
Welcome back to Body Shop TV. I am so excited. We have a very special young man that we met. Did we meet? You met him before?
Yeah, we met him together at Deb's birthday, Rob's birthday party.
Rob's birthday party.
Right. Was
Mr.
it Rob's birthday
Sharonioni.
party?
Yeah, with the chocolate cake. Remember the chocolate cake? OMG.
No, was that Rob's birthday party?
Yes, remember the chocolate cake?
How old was Rob that time? 61?
75.
Oh,
Looks like he's 55.
it's the same.
Anyway, I was so impressed with this young kid because not only does he have a lot of flavor, he's just so far advanced from his peers. He's got it going on, and I asked his grandmother if we could have him on our show because, you know, this is our special day of the month where we highlight young people because he's got a lot
You
to
sure
share.
he's young? You sure he's not just that midget?
I don't think he's a midget.
I don't know. He just seems like that.
I
So
hope
many
he's
years
not a
underneath the
midget.
hat. I don't know.
Welcome to Body Shop TV, Joshua Soto. What's up? What's up?
He's like good and straight.
I don't think I'm a midget, Lloyd.
Oh!
No, I'm telling you about something,
Represent, Josh.
No, I was talking about your cat, man. How much you got into your cat, man. It's just not possible someone your age to have that much knowledge.
I guess. I mean,
No, man. Maybe his brain was in vitro. They didn't soak it in like a
it was
yeah.
grown before.
Pedia bath, encyclopedia bath or something.
Josh, tell us about yourself. Who are you?
Well, I mean, I'm just a typical average ninth going into 10th grade guy.
You're not average. Go ahead.
I'm above average, I guess. And I don't know, I like to go out with my friends. I like to focus on school and stuff, all that kind of stuff. And like go to the beach. I'll go to the beach. That's always a good time.
Okay.
Been going past month, like almost every day. It's a good time. Summer is definitely important.
Okay. And you're going to 10th grade?
Yeah, I'm going to 10th grade.
That's exciting.
How is school?
School.
Yeah. Is it easy?
To me it is. Yeah. Math is like, math's math. Yeah. Math's the only hard thing. But it's easy. I like global. Global is nice and easy for me. Yeah. I always do grit and history. Yeah,
You
but
history buff?
yeah. Definitely.
So, Body Mechanic, what was the one thing that stuck out when you met Josh?
When he was drinking.
I don't remember that.
He wasn't drinking.
No, he wasn't drinking alcohol. I mean, what he was, I think he was drinking something. It was soda or something. We were talking about that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And I remember the second time we saw you, you had shared with us that you cut down or you were about to cut down.
I cut down a lot. Definitely a lot.
Talk about it.
Because I don't know. Lloyd definitely
The Body
hates
Mechanic.
The Body Mechanic. Hates
NYC.
me drinking soda. Hates it. Absolutely hates it. Never.
I think you're wonderful. I just think that, such a brilliant person, Why mess up that God gift that you have with poison? But hey, you're a smart cat, and
Thanks.
and your mother just had a concern about it, so I just kind of chimed in and said a few things to you.
Yeah.
But I remember him being very verbal about a few things. Remember, what were we talking about? Was something about politics or something?
Politics.
Yeah, I think it was politics.
Politics. I said, this guy should run for office, man.
Yeah, he's got the personality of a politician. Yeah,
like politics.
folks, don't be fooled right now because he's acting a little shy.
very shy.
But let me tell you something. This guy is no joke.
Or else we wouldn't have invited you to be on
No,
our
I'm
show.
telling you.
Trust.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't do politics.
Yeah, right.
I don't enjoy politics.
Maybe he's changed since we've seen him the first time.
I don't know about all that, but
So let me ask you something. You definitely have an edge on most children your age, and you're saying that in school right now you're not challenged?
No.
You're not really challenged. So what would challenge you?
Challenge me.
That Chella's phone would challenge you, being that Chella always tells me, make sure your phone is off.
What would challenge me?
Yes.
Probably if a lot of work was put on me at once. I'm a big procrastinator. I put everything off till the last minute. If I have a project due, I'll do it the night before. It's not good. I'll tell you right off. I know I shouldn't be doing it, but that's just how I work. Do I still get hundreds of other projects? Of course, but...
So if you got inundated with a lot of things, yeah, that would be challenging for anyone.
Yeah.
But I think more importantly, what my question to you is this. What if, in the universe, what would you love to be doing that you're not doing right now?
Working on Wall Street.
Why?
Because it's up, it's down, you can never predict what it's going to be. Your typical work day, you go to work, let's say you're a mechanic. You go to work, you know you're going to work on cars. You go to Wall Street, or as a stockbroker like I aim to be, you don't understand. It could be up, it could be down.
You want to be a stockbroker? That's what he used to do.
Stocks?
You going to encourage that?
I was a broker for 9 years.
Wow.
So the ambiguity of the market is intriguing to you because it's different.
It's different, and it's never predictable. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Like it could be going sky high for a month, then one day, bang, it's done. Drop it.
Is that really what's alluring to you? Or is there something else about Wall Street that's alluring to you? Is it the stigma behind? Okay, that's what I know.
He said money?
Yeah, because it's not so much because there's a lot of things that are that have ambiguity and differences in it. So it's the money that's alluring to you.
Interesting.
What would you do with a lot of money if you had it, Josh?
I do with a lot of money.
First thing.
First thing, pay off the family's mortgages for everybody. Just wipe it clean and whatever. And that way, nobody's got to worry about anything. No more problems, stuff like that, you know. That's what I would do. And then I'd put myself second.
Are you going to go to college?
Of course. Of course.
What are you going to major in?
Major in probably business, you know. The exact field, I don't know. I'm either going to be a CPA or a stockbroker. Something to do with it, something around there.
Something with numbers, something around money.
Yeah.
He's driven by money.
Driven by money or numbers?
Money.
You like math?
It's simple math. Geometry, not so much, because that's what I took this year, and I just didn't like it at all. But, like, algebra I could do, that's no problem. And then, you know, multiplication, addition, subtraction, whatever, that's nice and easy for me. I enjoy doing that.
Yeah, math is a fixed science, so that won't be too challenging for you. You'll figure that out. Yeah, I had the same thing in school. I had, math regions and things like that.
Yeah.
But life is about numbers. It's about rhythm. It's about numbers. And, it's funny that when numbers are easy, like everything else falls right into place.
Yeah.
You're right. But here's the thing about chasing the almighty dollar. There's a lot of people who have a lot of money.
Preach.
Yep.
That's the truth.
But how many of them are actually happy?
Dig it.
But you know what the deal is?
Careful what you wish for, yo.
But it's not even that. I'm not even one trying to discourage him because he's going to do what he wants to do. Right. I know how his personality is. He's a sharp kid. He's going to go there. But ultimately, the world is vast, right? And like I said, we know a lot of people who have a lot of money. And a lot of those people...
they're not happy.
Nor do they have friends.
That's another thing. Here's what's interesting about the money trap, right? Because in the pursuit of money, right, it never ends.
No,
it's like a road that leads and there's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's just dark and you chase it. And then once you get in there and you make more, you want more. Because I worked with a lot of those guys. And like I said, you have access to many things. I learned about a lot of companies before they came public. And that stuff is intriguing to me. But what I realized once I got inside is not to deter you because you know what? You'll go there and you'll learn. And you'll have many careers. You'll do lots of things. But when you focus on that, everything else on the side becomes a blur.
Yeah.
You negate people. You negate other things. And you just keep pursuing that. It's like, okay, I made $1 million this year. Next year I want to make 10 million. I want to make 20 million. It's like, where does it end? And the deal is, I've dealt with so many people who have tons and tons of money, and if they had to do it all over again, you know what they said? I wish I could know about my son and my daughter and my animals.
And myself.
And myself.
Like-
So, hey, you're going to change. We're going to have you back on the show another time, and I guarantee you in another year, it'll be different. In a year after that, it'll be different. You know, but this I do know. For you, Mr. Man, the sky is the limit.
The world's your oyster.
Oh, absolutely. The world is your oyster. Are any of your friends like you?
Not as. No.
I doubt it.
Yeah, no, I can't say that.
I want to share something. Because I had a similar path. It's like friends are like child's play. Because when you really think about how most people think, they talk about the same thing all the time. Do you notice that?
Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of like
You're
this
right.
this circle. And it's like, it's important for you also to be around people that stimulate your mind. Because your whole life is inside your head. It really is. Like when you talk to people, like, you can kind of determine the direction of a conversation. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
You can also precipitate the outcome that you want. Hence, therefore, the world is your oyster, my friend.
You know, Biggie Smalls said, more problems, more money. No, more money, more problems.
That's
Right? Did he say that?
Yeah, well, like I said, the pursuit of it is not a problem. It's just a matter of making sure that you cover all your tracks and make sure that you're happy. That's really the ultimate thing. Never ever, sacrifice your happiness for something. Because from the day we're born, we're heading towards the end. And every second is precious. Family is important because those are the people that connect you with your past.
Yeah.
Never ever forget about them. And I know you're connected. I mean, your sister, we met your sister, she's wonderful. Your mom is wonderful. So, I mean, you have a great supporting mechanism around you also, man. But, but like I said, the biggest thing that we realize is that, like, you were like this little guy with this adult mindset. So, I mean, even your teachers are probably like,
Josh, are you shy right now? Are you feeling uncomfortable?
no. You know what? This is not his element. He's not used to this. So he's, he's doing good.
Let me ask you a question. Sure. Today, putting aside money, what's the most important thing to you?
Family.
Family.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Wouldn't even. Family's more important than money. I'd pick family over money any day. Money's great, but who's really there for you at the end of the day?
That's right.
That's the truth.
Good answer.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. If you could change two things about the world, what would you change?
That's good.
Just say you get the power to snap your fingers and change it today.
The corruption in politics. That being one. And two, sick of the war. It's always constant. One war ends, another war picks up. And I'm no peace preacher. If somebody does the wrong thing, they get what's coming to them. But if it's pointless. Where's the end? It's always repetitious with that. Somebody's got a problem with somebody and they say, hashtag we're rockets. It's not how it should be.
Why do you think we have war?
Because two men in an office disagree with each other around the world. Now this war, I don't want to get into that, but that's a different story. But to be exact, that's really what it is. Somebody pissed somebody off and the other man said, all right, well, let's fight about it. Okay. Meanwhile, they're sitting there pushing buttons, telling people what to do, and they're not even talking to each other. It just doesn't make sense.
You know what I think war is about?
What's that?
Money.
Money.
Guess what war does?
Costs a lot of money.
And it also stimulates the what?
Economy.
Money, power, and respect.
Vietnam was an $80 billion war.
And technically, they call it not a war, but tell that to everybody who died. But, yeah, I understand. My grandfather fought in Vietnam. His dog tags I wear today.
Aww.
And, yeah, it was...
Does anyone win in war?
No. Because either way, people die on both sides.
Absolutely.
All day long.
And what's interesting about it is we become desensitized to human life.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. You play video games?
Of course.
Which video games do you like?
The war games. I mean, I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm not going to
I
lie.
know you are. I know you are. Because I know that's the way it is.
Those are the fun ones, you know?
You can decipher the difference between reality and a game,
course.
right?
Of
Do you
course.
think a lot of children can?
No, definitely not.
You know, there are video games that are extremely violent, sexual in nature, totally inappropriate for young kids.
And they're playing it. You know, that falls on their parents. Their
Right.
parents are the ones buying the game. When you go to GameStop or wherever you go to buy your games, and the game's mature for 18 and older, somebody has to show ID. Somebody's showing ID to let that kid buy that game. You know, maybe it's not the parents all the time. Maybe it's a brother. Maybe it's a sister.
Right.
But 80% of the time, I guarantee it's parents. And they just, you know, whatever. My kid's not going to be a serial killer. Okay. See what happens. You know?
Josh, do you see yourself being a mentor for kids that are younger than you?
Definitely. I went to my sister's school this year and helped out with her class, and I still have a lot of connections in my elementary school, my former elementary school.
What did you do in her class?
Helped out her teachers, helped out the kids, taught the kids stuff, you know, because it was a dual education class. There was kids with like ADHD and all those, you know, type things like that in there, and they definitely needed some more help. And I mean, I'm sure they would have handled it if I wasn't there, but I definitely took a lot of relief off the teachers there.
How are you able to help during classroom time when you're supposed to be in school yourself?
It was after school. I went after school.
After school program.
Yeah, I went after school. Because their school ends at 3:30, mine ends at 1:30. So I would go after school for 2 hours. Or.
Did anything stand out in particular out of all the time you spent doing that? Do you remember any one incident that stood out?
Not really. They had a good bunch of kids. I mean, of course, you know, there's always one or two kids in every class that cause problems, but in this situation, it's different because it's not those children's fault, you know?
Why do you think kids have those kinds of issues?
Definitely starts at the home. Yeah. Definitely. Not a doubt about it. And I feel bad for the teachers because they can't do anything about it. They can call and say, you know, your child's acting like this. Oh, okay, thank you. Do you think something's going to change? It doesn't change like that.
So I'm going to share something else with you. Attention deficit disorder, right? Mm-hmm. Guess what else can create that or affect that? How your brain functions.
I don't know how.
What you eat.
Soda.
Good point. Soda. You're right. No, I've heard that, definitely. I'm not like my first time hearing it.
Have you ever seen a young child fight their parents to get some soda to drink? Have you ever seen that happen?
Not in person, but yeah, I've heard of instances, yeah.
I
or
have
candy
actually,
or anything like that. Like, it's not okay.
I've actually seen a child slap their parents because they took soda from you.
It's not right. It's not okay.
No, it's
wrong.
But it goes to show how powerful the addiction is.
Yeah, it is an addiction. I'll tell you right now, I know it is.
Yeah.
Caffeine is an addiction. It's a drug.
There are, and just to throw this out, because you're a smart cat, so you can kind of follow the trail I'm going to lay out for you. Here's the deal. One of the most powerful institutions on the globe is the American Medical Association. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if we have a population who is inundated with drugs, and what I mean by drugs, believe it or not, sugar is actually a drug. Did you know that?
I've heard of it. I never really thought about it.
Right. What happens is sugar cane in its natural form actually has fiber. So it doesn't really affect how your brain chemistry is altered and your body can regulate and control it. Your insulin response is good. Mm-hmm. Insulin is what allows your body to use glucose from sugar.
Yeah.
And so the cells can use it as energy.
Mm-hmm.
When you take in refined sugar, what it does, it actually converts to an acid. And inside your cardiovascular system, it actually eats away at your vascular system. It affects your vision, the small blood vessels in your eyes. It actually starts to dissolve it. That's why diabetics, over time, when they continue to consume sugar, actually go blind.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the reasons why I was kind of interjecting when I met you, because I knew you were a superstar. I didn't want anything, really. Chella, tell this young man how I am. I'm like this everywhere I go.
Oh, I believe it.
And it's not just you. I do it for everyone.
Oh, of course.
But even more so for people who are going to be future leaders and people who are going to be movers and shakers, because you're definitely one of them. And you know why I know that?
Why is that?
Because I've been around thousands and thousands of children. Mm-hmm. And most of them are playing with blocks and A, B, C, D. And here you are. How old when we met you?
I was probably 14. Yeah, because my birthday was in May, so I was
this guy was
14.
you're talking about stuff that politicians are talking about on TV, and they're 3 times your age. Yeah. So I know that you'll be one of those people, so we have to definitely protect you. And you, with your mindset, when I share with you something about the chemistry of your body, I know that you can assimilate the information and understand how important your health really is. Mm-hmm. Because imagine you pursuing your goal of making the millions of dollars that you want to, and all of a sudden your body starts to fail. And it's because of what you're consuming. So the
That would
same
not be
effort
good.
you focus on making that money, do the same thing with your health. And then you'll be an inspiration to your friends and all the people that are around you.
I've been trying to take better care of myself.
Yeah,
I really have.
and I know that you are, and I know that you're conscious of it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm definitely aware of it.
You
You know,
know?
it's just, I see soda and I see water. Come on. I make the logical choice in my mind and take the
Body
soda.
mechanic, the body mechanic. He haunts your mind, doesn't he?
I don't, water just
You know what it is?
doesn't do anything for me.
I was there.
Yeah?
I was, how old was I? I was 40 years old. I was working on Wall Street, and all of a sudden, I just started developing back pain. And then I started developing blurred vision. Then I started having memory loss. I had been on Wall Street at this point for about 5 years. It came to the point where I could no longer remember my password. Every day I had to get my password reset.
Wow.
I went out on disability. In fact, my back got so bad that I couldn't walk. And I developed Graves' disease. And I remember at one time I could do well over 100 push-ups. And I got to the point where I couldn't do one. I was laying in bed and my resting pulse was 98. My body couldn't even regulate itself anymore.
Yeah.
It's because I had abused food. I had learned all these other things, but what I didn't learn about was the most valuable commodity was my health. And that's why I'm a health advocate now. And everywhere I go, I talk about it because when the body is sick, everything else, your vision becomes focused right here. And that's where it should be focused most of the time. All those other things are child's play. But your
Yeah.
health is absolutely the most important thing. So learn about other things, but make sure you learn about your health. It's the most important thing. And it's something that's not taught in our system.
Oh no, it's not.
You know,
You don't take health class until grade I take it 6th. And that's only because my school messed up. You're only supposed to take it once in middle school. They changed principals or whatever. I took it all 3 years.
Wow.
It wasn't even intentional. Same class, 7th and 8th grade was the same. Exact class. The 6th grade was different. They introduce you. They teach you how to do CPR, which I have a card in my wallet.
Nice.
And 7th and 8th grade, same class twice. It's like, points. But it was good to know. And they didn't even say, oh, you know, this is good, this is bad. They taught you just about yourself. Like, come on. You should really be teaching kids, especially at that age, what you should be eating, drinking, how you should be taking care of yourself. Meanwhile, they're just telling you, this is an arm. Like, oh, thanks. And it's
When we're
not okay.
capable of learning so much more.
Right.
Of course.
And it's so funny because like Colombia now is talking about how children at 1 month and 2 months can already recognize and decipher and make decisions. They may not be able to speak, but they make the gestures. They understand at a month. And we're teaching kids at 5 how to count 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah, that's our education system. That's a whole nother.
So, Josh, I have 2 questions for you, Josh.
What's that?
You come from William Floyd School District, correct?
Correct.
There was a gentleman recently that was accepted. He's from Africa.
Quasi.
Quasi, yes.
Quasi Annan.
You know
yeah.
him?
I don't know him personally, but I know of him.
What do you think of his accomplishment, being able to be accepted to 8 Ivy League schools?
All 8 at that.
All of it. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's great. And you know, he worked for that. He deserves it. Deserves every bit of it.
Do you think that he's an inspiration to his peers at
Definitely.
the school?
It makes people realize, you know, wow, if he can do this, why can't I?
Right.
And it makes you seriously making decisions and saying, you know, let's stop going out as much with my friends. Let's stop drinking, stop, you know, smoking weed, whatever they do. And, you know, let's actually get serious. And, like, you know, my life is seriously coming, and let's get buckled down and stay for the ride, you know?
The other question I have for you is, do you take a foreign language?
I do. I take Spanish.
Oh, you take Spanish?
Yeah.
Very good.
did you choose that?
Yeah, I did choose it.
Why?
I got family that's Puerto Rican. They speak Spanish. A lot of people in my community speak Spanish.
Right.
You know what? I would like to know what they're saying when I'm at the gas station.
See,
if they're saying
political
something
advocate
bad.
already.
I mean,
all right, mister.
I'm not saying anything bad, but it's just, if you know they're saying something bad about you, I'd like to know what they're saying.
But think about this from a business standpoint. Someday you will be in business, and half of this country will be Spanish speaking.
Yeah.
It would behoove you to actually learn Spanish.
It'd be
No doubt.
pointless to not.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a common language. Why not learn it, you know?
Smart move. Smart move.
He's grown up so much since I seen him the first time.
Was it 2 years ago?
No,
It was 1 year.
It was last year.
No, but he's maturing. He just looks different.
It was just last year that we met you?
Like,
It seemed, no, it wasn't last year. It had to be a year before that.
There's no way.
When did your grandfather...
Last year.
Last year. The chocolate cake.
See what I mean? Your brain is dissolving.
That's how I...
Did you hear us talking about her burn?
Her burn? No,
Did you?
I was. What happened? What'd you do?
Nothing.
I'll tell you. I asked the nurse at the
No,
hospital.
no. Ask him what he would do.
Okay.
If someone brought you, if you asked for a cup of hot water, right?
Okay.
For a patient that's very, very ill in the
Someone
hospital.
brought you a cup of hot water. Okay. Would you pour it on your arm to test it to see if it was hot?
No. Feel the outside of the cup. Feel the
Hold on,
outside of the
hold on a
cup.
sec.
It's the motherly,
How old are you again?
instinct
15.
in me.
I'll say that again. You what?
15.
Thank you.
He's
Chella,
a
how old are you?
15-year-old boy. You
How old
can't
you,
do that.
Chella?
That doesn't matter.
You're 15 what?
I'm
Divide-
a mother. I'm a mother, and that's what mothers do.
Not
Right.
burn yourself for it.
No,
Just
no,
feel
I
the
didn't mean
outside
to.
of the cup.
No, you know what? Do you
I
ever hear the
was
story
testing
about
the water to see if it was too hot for my friend that's in the hospital.
Apparently it was.
You ever hear the story about the lady? You ever hear the story about the lady who drove to McDonald's? She was, I think, 68 years old. She ordered a cup of coffee.
That is
And she
not.
stuck the cup of coffee between her legs. She squeezed it and opened up, and it burned her.
That's different.
I think her name was.
It wasn't Chella.
Yes.
You are terrible body
Ow!
mechanic.
She just pinched me.
Listen, if you were a mother, you would test the water because you care about the patient who's almost an invalid before you give them the hot water, the tea. So I
asked the nurse.
Well, that's what we found out. We found out that hospital regs, the nurse is supposed to test the water before giving it to the patient or the patient's guest.
All right, so it's on her.
Oop,
Or
there
him,
it is.
being that there are male
That's
and
my
female
point. But the
nurses.
body mechanic doesn't get it.
He just thinks it's
This is what the
hilarious.
body
He thinks
mechanic.
it's hilarious,
Yeah.
right?
This
I
is
have
what
the
the body-
scar on my arm.
We're gonna go to we gotta pay some bills, but this is what the body mechanic does know. The next time Chella gets a cup of hot water, I guarantee you she'll go like this. Okay.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Yes, you will.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple.
Dad, where do babies come from?
Well, there's that big, shiny rocket ship. That's right, it's filled with babies. Babies of all kinds. And when the shiny rocket ship penetrates, mommy and dad goes, and when the time is just right, there's a space launch.
All systems go.
Babies of all kinds. Released all over the place. Yeah, Africa. Mommy's Babylandia. That's right, it's filled with babies. After an amazing 9 months, babies. And that, son, is where babies come from.
But Jake said babies come from
Planet Babylandia.
You go, play
with us on the bus.
wheels on the bus
Go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
Technical Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is one of the largest suppliers in the world and your #1 resource for top quality, affordable tattoo and piercing supplies. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is the #1 supplier of tattoo inks in the world with more than 200 products including Mom's Ink, Philadelphia Eddie's Traditional Inks, Paolini Sacred Color Inks, and more. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply, your one-stop shopping destination for great service, best prices, and top quality supplies. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are undeniably distinctive. Selected for their unique, memorable flavor, Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are delivered to you in beautifully designed bottles featuring limited edition artwork. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are available at affordable prices in fine restaurants, bars, and liquor stores. Or check www.coneyislandcarlo.com for availability.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware.
We have 3 of the largest showrooms of safes on display and in stock. You can see and touch them in person instead of browsing a catalog. We carry gun and rifle safes, burglary safes, jewelry safes, fire rated from a half hour to 2 hour. Famous name brands.
We sell Gardol.
We sell AMSAC. The new AMSAC touchscreen.
If you're ever in need of a safe, think Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware. Right, Lockie?
That's right, Alan.
Welcome back to Body Shop TV. My name is Chilla Chilla.
And I am the Potassium Rise Body Mechanic NYC. Woo! Lord have mercy.
So when you went to the bathroom, guess what Josh asked me?
Newsflash.
Newsflash.
What?
Psych. Anyway, Josh.
Psych.
I want to ask you one question. Of course. What's your favorite furry animal?
My favorite
Just one
furry
question.
animal. Do dogs count as furry?
Yeah.
Alright, dog.
Dog?
I like dogs.
Give me 3 adjectives, 3 reasons why the dog is your favorite furry animal. Number 1.
Loyal.
Loyal. Number 2.
Reliable.
Reliable. Number 3.
Passionate.
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 That is beautiful. Loyal.
How did he
you
pop
like
those off
that?
so fast?
That,
You know what? His brain's on fire.
right?
His brain
Loyal,
is on
passionate, and
fire.
reliable. That's awesome. So those 3 adjectives are how people view you. Isn't that awesome?
That is
Makes
awesome.
sense.
That's awesome.
Let me ask you another one. Of course. Close your eyes for a second.
Okay.
Imagine you open your eyes. Your eyes are still closed.
Mm-hmm.
You open your eyes and you're in a white room and there's no windows and no doors. How does that make you feel? Close your eyes and process it for a few seconds.
No windows, no doors.
Nervous.
Nervous.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Can I open them?
2 more, yeah.
2 more? Alright. Worried.
Worried.
And 3rd. Probably scared, I guess.
Scared, worried, and nervous. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So that's how you view death.
Which is appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Not gonna say exciting.
Josh, we really enjoyed having you here on
It's
Body Shop
absolutely
TV.
awesome,
You're awesome.
You rock, man.
Thank you.
Stay focused. Stay true to who you are.
Of course. It's good seeing you guys.
It's good seeing you too, man.
See you later, Chala.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with an awesome artist that I've known for many years, that he's done something amazing just here recently. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right, Josh.
Good.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
I'm a DJ too, so when I scratch.
Welcome back to Body Shop TV. My name is Chella.
And I'm the Body Mechanic NYC.
And we have with us in the house Josh Jacques, also known as E.T.
Yes, man.
What's up? Welcome to
going
Body
on?
Shop TV.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
I've known his family for several years, and I've watched him grow up. And I recently learned that he created his own film away at college. And I'm just so proud of you, Josh, for your accomplishments. So give us some background about you first.
Okay, well, I'm from Brentwood, Long Island. 24 years old. I graduated from Morehouse College. I graduated last May, and I started off in sports pretty much, and then sports didn't really work out in college, so I kind of started moving to the entertainment industry and the things of that nature. I loved music, started DJing, and then when I started DJing, it just opened up the doors for so much stuff. I was actually a film major in college, so the film that you were talking about, it was my senior capstone, and then I fell in love with it. Now I just want to be a great filmmaker and DJ somewhere in the future.
Wow.
Haitian parents, well, Haitian father, so I have a West Indian background, pretty cultured, love to travel. Yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
So explain to me these markings on your arms.
Oh, my tats? It's a long story. I got them when I was really young, so you know, it was like a fad. Everybody was getting tattoos. I kind of wished I didn't get some of them.
Why?
You know what I mean? I mean, because some of them, yeah, what they represent.
Because your mind changes as you get older, right? Your awareness changes.
Exactly, completely. And I'm like, oh, now look at this. I mean, it brings me back, but sometimes I don't want to go back. You know what I mean?
I completely understand what you're saying. And you know what? You're going to change even more.
Yeah.
As your eyes open up, it's amazing. So many things we've been taught.
Yeah, I see. I definitely see the world a lot different now than when I was 14, 15 years old.
So, Josh, what made you go to Morehouse?
It was actually football, because I started at Hofstra, and then they cut the football program. So I had it was just an intuition. Something told me to go to Atlanta.
and that was the only division, because I had a certain amount of years Division I left, but I wanted to keep playing, so that was the only good Division II school in Atlanta. So I decided to go there. I applied, and then I got in, luckily, because I heard a lot of people don't get into that school.
What's life like down there?
Oh, life is
in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
Life is hot. I mean, it's hot down there, definitely.
It's probably hotter there than New York.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely,
for sure.
that's what I hear.
Definitely. It's a lot slower, but there's a lot of New Yorkers out there in the city, but it's definitely a lot slower. It was a culture shock, a real culture shock, because I'm used to, like, New York being so diverse and everything. There's a lot of African Americans out there in Atlanta. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of Caucasians too, but it was just definitely a culture shock in the city, in the heart of Atlanta.
I bet.
I hear it's rocks, and I also hear that it's a great place for black entrepreneurs.
Yeah. A lot of New Yorkers come down
More
there.
so than here.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's a lot easier to make it out there too, because especially if you come from New York. Most of the business owners that I met out there are from New York, and they're just like, you have the New York state of mind. Out here, it's cake.
Well, first of all, the real estate's a lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper.
That's a determining factor in most businesses.
A lot cheaper. Yeah. I was only paying like $800 for rent, 2 bedrooms. You know what I mean? Me and my roommate split it, so it was $400 a piece. So it was out here that would have been like $2,000.
$800 gets you a toaster.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh man.
It's a coconut water. That's about it.
Exactly.
So Josh, when I first met you, you had dreads.
Yeah.
What caused the change?
Morehouse. I wasn't allowed to have dreads on the football team.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to have dreads. I wasn't allowed to have facial hair.
Well, aren't there Pro Bowl players with dreads?
Yeah, it's just Morehouse though.
Wow.
It's all part of
the
control.
Morehouse look and everything. Like
standard.
Exactly. And I was like, I mean, it hurt, but I just did it. I just took the scissors one day and just cut it. And I grew them back out, but I cut them the day of graduation, because just kind of like a fresh start.
So you want to be like a Long Island Spike Lee?
I would love to. Yeah, for sure. I would love to. Yeah, he actually graduated from Morehouse.
Did he?
Yeah. Yep. He came. He saw the trailer to my film.
Did he?
Yeah,
But he does look like
That's right. I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah, huh?
He does look like E.T. Sorry, Spike. I didn't think I would.
Yeah. He actually came in, and it was magical.
Wow, that's awesome. So talk to me about the trailer that I saw on Facebook.
The one that you saw on Facebook is pretty much just an intro to the short film that I created. It's called Goodbye. It's an emotional journey about a girl who lost her boyfriend, but is trying to get over it, and in the process, her new boyfriend is taking on the slack from her ex-boyfriend. So it's kind of taking you through that journey, and how she overcame it, or if she ever overcame it.
That's awesome.
What inspired you to do that?
Yeah.
I had a friend that went through a similar situation, and I just saw what he was going through, and I was like, hey, this is kind of interesting. And in fact, like I kind of embodied the whole film so much, like I started getting depressed when I was writing and everything.
It's like therapy.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just put it out.
Did you see it? You saw it?
I saw it. I was so impressed.
Oh, thank you.
Very, very impressed.
First one.
Very well done.
Yeah.
From beginning to end. I'll show it to you. I'm sorry that we can't show it today, but we definitely want to have you come back.
Okay, for sure.
And
I'd love to.
Maybe bring some of your colleagues with you.
Oh yeah, that's not a problem. Just let me know. I can definitely do it.
I want to ask you something. You mentioned, tell me about your health journey, because you talked about wheatgrass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually just really started getting healthy, quote unquote. I've always ate good. Never really was a fast food type. I don't drink soda at all. And I was always an athlete, so I always try to keep my body in shape. Now I actually purchased the NutriBullet about 2 years ago.
What made you do that?
I just wanted to be as healthy as possible, because being in the entertainment industry is just you're around so much other stuff, and then I wanted to actually last. I've seen people break down because of so much alcohol and stuff like that, and it just makes me feel better.
There you go.
It makes me feel a lot better. So
it's a really easy equation, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you put in the NutriBullet?
I mix it up a lot. I buy like a lot of organic greens, broccoli, kale, spinach, avocado. Throw a fruit in here.
You put avocado in the blender?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's different. It's not a juicer.
Yeah,
it's a grinder.
Yeah, it's like
what it does, it pulverizes everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'll throw some carrots in there, mix it up sometime. But now that I started growing the wheatgrass, I do that. I kind of mix and match. So I'll do like wheatgrass in the morning, and I'll have like fruits and vegetables in the afternoon.
You sprout your own wheatgrass?
I do.
Oh yeah, we have to talk. You have to come back, man, so we can talk more about it. This is awesome.
Oh really? Okay.
Because it's young people like yourself that really need to understand this. Because at the end of the day, no matter how smart you are, no matter what you're doing, when your vehicle starts to break down, doesn't make a difference what you want to pursue.
At all.
Because all that'll fall by the wayside, and I know you know that.
Yeah,
so.
at all.
Awesome, man. Yo, man, that's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
So do you have a few minutes to sit with us?
Oh yeah.
All right, good. So we're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back with you.
Okay.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. Find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with a computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this, you'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue Tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
Welcome back to Body Shop TV. My name is Chella.
And I am the very shy Body Mechanic NYC.
And Josh, we have a few more minutes with you. Number one, I have three questions. Number one, are you artistic?
Artistic?
Yes.
Very. I like to think I am. Yeah. Kinda.
Whoa! So you could be part of our Body Shop T-shirt contest.
Oh, nice.
September 15th, $500 cash prize.
Oh, I could use that.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I could definitely use that.
Sprout some more greens.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other question, you were talking about growing your own wheatgrass. Now, I remember, Body Mechanic, you had told me a while ago that when we go to stores and we see wheatgrass growing, it's not always healthy because they grow it too long or allow the mold to grow.
Well, what happens is when they plant the seeds, if the seeds are not exposed to the sun, they mold in the bottom by the roots. And remember, everything is growing from the roots up. So as they start to mold, that mold actually grows inside the plant itself. So every time I would drink wheatgrass, I would get nauseous.
Really?
Yeah, and they would tell you, oh, your body's toxic. Let me tell you something. No matter how toxic your body is, when you put something healthy in it, you should not be nauseous. Does that make sense?
Exactly, yeah.
Your body, when you put something in your mouth, within 20 or 30 seconds, you will feel a response if it's good or if it's bad. You should not feel anything if it's good for you. And I would get nauseous every time. So I started doing further research on it, and that's exactly what it was. People actually go into anaphylactic shock from mold.
Wow.
Because you're drinking it.
Yeah,
it's one thing to breathe it in, but
scary.
to drink it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wheatgrass should be grown, because what happens is it's all based on profit. So they try to grow as much as they can. They throw all the seeds in, and they grow it in chunks.
Yes.
And what's in the roots is moist.
That makes sense.
When you see farms, what do you see when you see rows of things? You always see space in between. You know why? Because the sun needs to get in there and dry. You don't see a corn patch where everything is all grown together. They just cut it down.
Yeah.
There's rows of everything. Beans, all of them are grown in rows. Not wheatgrass. It's grown. There you go.
I didn't know that. See, like I said, I'm not really seasoned on it, but I just.
Oh, you're gonna learn, man. You're hungry. Your brain is on fire.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to learn. Everything I can.
Yo, you are what you eat.
Exactly.
And if you think you feel good now, when you really get the good food in you.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yo, it's because when you drink it, you feel energized and your brain is on fire.
Too.
Yo,
Exactly.
I tell people, like when I juice, I'm high as a kite.
Yeah, it's like coffee.
But not high like.
Yeah.
Not like that, but like high like
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Josh, we have a little quiz that we do with most of our guests.
Okay.
A little Body Shop personality test. And if we can go through it quickly, because we don't have much time.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Red.
Why? 3 adjectives.
3 adjectives?
That's interesting because no one's ever said red. I don't think we've ever had a red.
No.
Red, fast. Mad. And fierce.
That's awesome.
That's how you're viewed. That's how people view you.
Really? See, I'm not mad though. I don't think people view me.
That's
mad,
funny that
maybe.
you equated mad with red. Okay, I see why you say red, mad. Okay, like fire, like okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite furry animal?
Favorite furry animal? Chinchilla.
Chinchilla.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's so furry.
For its coat.
Yeah, no, not even the coat. No, one of my friends used to have one when I was younger, and I just fell in love with it.
3 adjectives.
Soft, gentle, and furry.
That's interesting. That's how people view you.
Really?
And you view yourself the complete antithesis.
Really? That's funny.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's funny. I could see somebody saying that about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, chinchilla.
What?
Ask him the next question.
It's so silly. All right, think about a body of water. It could be a cloud. It could be a pool. It could be an ocean. Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Okay.
Think about a body of water that you like.
Any ocean?
Anything.
You want me to
Anything.
Name it?
Yeah. Anything.
Okay. Atlantic Ocean.
Okay. Why do you like the Atlantic Ocean?
3 adjectives.
Adjectives. Big, massive, and
Sound like Chella.
big, massive, and
Which are similar.
massive, unpredictable,
Okay.
and Massive, unpredictable, and deep.
That's how you view sex.
Massive, unpredictable. Yeah. That's funny.
All right, so here's an interesting one. I want you to close your eyes for a second, all right?
Okay.
All right. Imagine you opening your eyes and all of a sudden you're in a white room and there's no windows and no doors. I want you to keep your eyes closed as you think about this.
3 adjectives.
3 adjectives. How it makes you feel.
How it makes me feel? Trapped. Trapped. Alone. Trapped, alone, confused.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how you view death.
Yeah, I do. I do completely. That's funny.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, all these questions are right. They're just psychological profiles, and what they are is, even though we say like people see you this way, but really your life is in your own head, and your conditioning. So you're just filtering through your own.
That's actually kind of scary. Yeah.
But these are good questions for you to ask your friends.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I view death too.
Yeah. But he was asking me a question earlier when we were on break, and he was asking me about why do I like to listen to tones and frequencies?
Oh yes.
Because what happens is everything in your body is based on frequency. Everything in the planet is based on frequencies. And when you, like for instance, have you ever listened to an opera? You ever listened to classical music?
Yeah.
Okay. When you listen to classical music, because of the band of frequencies, it stimulates your entire body.
Okay.
Like when you hear high frequencies,
Yeah.
it actually brings tears to your eyes, because this is the first chakra.
Yes,
That's
yes.
high frequencies. Low frequencies are felt here. Your whole body is based on frequencies. And when your body's relaxed, your brain will proliferate. It's open. When you put words into your brain, now you're no longer, your imagination is not rolling. What you're doing is you're just counting the words again, or saying the words over and over.
I noticed that.
It's a circle.
Yeah,
That's what I
that.
mean.
I like to listen to classical music when I study. And
See
can't
what I
listen
mean?
to, like-
Because you can't
yeah.
study if you listen to Biggie.
Words. Yeah, no, not at all.
That's my point.
Okay.
So when you're ready to continue to move forward, you know exactly where you need to be.
Yeah. All right, that's dope.
And that's good music to add into your tracks, because that allows people to expand their mind rather than being caught in that loop.
Exactly. Exactly.
So Josh, what kind of parting words would you share with your peers in light of your success?
Never settle. I'm just saying never settle. Never settle for anything less than what you deserve. That's really. And it
How
sounds
do you
real
know what you
cliche.
deserve?
You don't. So it's kind of like a forever.
All right.
You know,
Awesome.
it's kind of like always striving for more. Always striving to get
Hungry,
more.
right?
Exactly. Always staying hungry.
Awesome. Well, we enjoyed having you on.
Oh,
We
thank you
definitely
so
want to have
much.
you come back
For sure.
and be able to show your footage,
Okay.
no doubt. And I just congratulate you for your success.
And bring some wheatgrass next time you come.
I got you. Thank you guys for having me.
No problem. It's
anytime.
awesome, man.
Definitely got to
Really
come
appreciate
back.
it. Yeah, for sure.
We want to remind our viewers that we are hosting our monthly Touch Sensorium. The next one is going to be, don't remember the date, but it's the third Monday.
It's at Jewel, right?
It's at Jewel.
Yes, you'll love
in Huntington. 400 Broad Hollow Road in Melville, not Huntington. The
I didn't
third-
say Huntington.
Did
It's
I
at Broad
say-
Hollow Road. No, I didn't say.
I thought I did.
Oh, you said Huntington.
I think I did. Anyway, so it's the third Monday of each month from 7 to 10 p.m. We are going to be touching you, massaging you, giving you love, veggie
I'm going to be
juice,
doing massage, and Chella's going to be, hobnobbing around, socializing.
giving you love. And we have also Dr. Ford with us giving some really cool wellness modalities, Biosyntoni.
Yes. EMF resetting.
So join us. Always the third Monday of each month. In August, we will be at Jewel from 7 to 10 p.m. Also, last call again for our Body Shop T-shirt contest. The date to submit your creation is September 15th. Josh, definitely get it in. You have the information to email it to us at bodyshopcontest@gmail.com.
And next week's show, we will be talking specifically, well, from the wellness standpoint, we'll be talking about...
Well, we won't.
Why not?
Because we're having the veterans come in.
So what?
The hospital.
They need to know about this.
About what?
The body mechanic will be talking about sodium. That's right, folks.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
sodium. Okay.
Absolutely. One of the most important things other than water.
And we'll also be focusing on today's veterans and the VA healthcare system.
In fact, we should get a salt lick. Did they have it at the Apollo where they rub the stone?
Yeah.
We can get a huge crystal on the desk so people can rub it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Absolutely turn it. We should have that on our desk anyway. It emits,
We
you know
do,
that?
we do.
You
We
ever seen
should.
salt lamp?
No.
Salt lamps emit minerals into the air.
Really?
We should
I
go
never
to
heard
our
of
medicine man and get one. Death.
Absolutely.
Have an awesome week. I want you to love hard and kiss long.
Well, kiss long, but just make sure you keep your mouth closed.
Have a great week.
Ciao, ciao.